Right, this is all when it probably goes to pot, but we'll give it a go. So hopefully entering stage right is my to be named Andrew Barkley, Great Western Clear Story coach, and Toad Breakdown. Should be making an entrance any second now. There we are. It's been running very nicely all night, so I'm hoping it's going to continue doing so. There we are. So of course this is one of the Hattons Barclays. That's actually an old Hornby clear story coach, and that's an Oxford Rail Breakdown, actually in NCB colours. So what have I got to tell you? Well, first off, I'm hoping it's tomorrow. It's either going to be tomorrow or Saturday now. There's a very special arrival due from Kent Garden Railways, and there'll be a video on that when it arrives because I'm super excited for that one. But basically, to let you know what's going on. So you may have noticed green arrows reappeared. Those who saw my Stockfold video I think it was last year, the year before when I got COVID. I can't remember. It's just before I got COVID. I got this, and I've just noticed that we've got a bit of the frame here holding on. Well, it could be better for tomorrow's video, or for the video when the parcel arrives. It is a locomotive. So what are the plans? So the current thinking is this. In here, a preservation layout on this site. I've done a substantial amount of clearing. Also, as you can see, there's a fair bit more to go, but I'm getting there. The idea is to have something running by December, or by Christmas Eve, so I can be playing trains Christmas morning. How's that? Yeah, to have a sort of a Chasewater Foxfield type of feel to it, so mostly industrial locomotives. Obviously things like this, once they're DC fitted, this is fitted. In fact, this is my Mogul, and which I don't know if I've shown. I think I did show it. That's DC fitted as well, and the Austerity, which you can actually just see, I believe. No, that's the B1. You can see the Austerity is just hiding behind the brake van. You probably see it when the train moves back, so I'll see if you can see it. If not, I'll brute force. But yeah, they're fitted at the minute. And the thought process is that in Heritage Railway, that obviously I can run other locos. I can build up a collection for an imperial. Well, this is an imperial layout, but you know what I mean. During the age of steam proper. Most likely during the 1920s or 30s or both. Probably, I don't know. I'd like to say 1920s, but for the Great Western, it's a bit awkward because we've got stars, but there's no saint currently model-wise, and it'd be really nice to see a saint. To be honest, I'm kind of quite surprised one hasn't been announced. But that'd be kind of nice to do a 1920s layout. It's my preferred livery of the Great Western as well, the big all-originated full Great Western on the side. I did think of a linear because obviously I've got the B1, I've got the V2, an A4. There's an E1 up there that would need repainting, but it wasn't in the light right livery to start with. It's had a, I don't know, the basic livery is not so bad, but my younger self's attempt at putting some numbers on the side leaves something to be desired. Yeah, I did think about linear, but I think Great Western is the sensible option. And then when it moves to the garage, then it will be Acox Green. I'm thinking of recreating in that era, so it's not going to be the 30s. I mean, really, it's going to be the whole Great Western era from the end of the broad gauge through to the start of British Railways. Because 1930s would actually suit, I guess. I don't know. mostly, but that's I don't particularly have a shirt button livery. If you don't know what that is, this is shirt button livery. You can get this in some daylight, into some light, so you can actually see. There we are. You see, it's very, very, very tiny. Heraldic marking. There we are. Just as GWR is in a minimalist sort of style of the Art Deco period of the 1930s, and that it's that sort of style. I'm not so keen on that myself. I like the ones that came either side of it. So yeah, 20s into the 30s possibly. But like I say, I'll have stuff ready from all across the period because why not? Acots Green is a pretty good one because obviously it's on the main line from Birmingham down the south, or to the southwest. So you can literally run Kings, everything from Kings right down to Panniers. So you've got the whole raft to go. Yeah, I know 4700s where it Tisley shed occasionally. So we could run anything I want basically on that. Yeah. So but first off, we need to get a layout done in here. So that's going to be a preservation setting. Mostly industrial locomotives leading the way, including the 3 new ones actually on their way. One of which is going to be the one arriving hopefully tomorrow, and possibly getting one next week, maybe week and week after, which would be kind of cool. So yeah, looking forward to those. But for now, what I've got is I've basically got a straighter track, and I'm sort of playing dig cut here, where we just sort of, or children I suppose as well, where we just sort of shuttle a train backwards and forwards along the section of track. There's the austerity. Just sort of giving demonstration rides, but it's allowing me to play trains. I'm actually finding it quite enjoyable. You can see the different light playing across as the TV's on currently, because I've got some videos with just the industrial steam, with some noises playing, and this adds to the atmosphere of having a little industrial engine pod back forwards, and also while I'm letting passengers get on and off, I can have a look at what's going on the video. So all wins all round. People who've followed me for a while across various YouTube channels and that, insert all jokes and comments here about the constantly changing channel names. Though this one's been going over a year now, so there we are. Will possibly recognise this locomotive as Edith of Fancy Hall Colliery. I since found out that Edith was not this livery and actually has a different livery, and I couldn't find this one to redo it, so I did another one. A loco I'd brought off someone who was called Booth. It had been renamed Booth. I didn't care for the livery too much now in the yellow. It didn't suit it too well. So I did that one as Edith, and this one obviously now is not Edith, but so it needs a new name. I'm thinking about naming it after one of my great grandmothers, and subsequent engines that I want names on. I will give the names of various grandmothers, great grandmothers, and other family members, just to keep it. It fits the theme. A lot of them are named after like the boss's daughter, or the boss of the industry's daughter, or something, his wife. So it fits that theme and everything. So this will gain a name, and of course I need a name for my railway. I'm actually thinking about something like this being the inaugural train, by the way, because I think it's got a really nice feel to it. It's almost a Tickfield Thunderbolt theme, isn't it, with the brake pan and the passenger car in the middle. To use my American terms, by the way. But yes, At least something's moving now, backwards and forwards, as opposed to most of the video it was just stopped. So yes, I need a name for the layout, and I've been wondering about setting it locally or not, because obviously if I do ACOP screen, then that is very local. It's in the Midlands, in the Birmingham area, so I might have room on this one to set it somewhere else. Not entirely sure just yet, but I suppose somewhere else. It doesn't have to be anywhere. I suppose it could just be, yeah, could be anywhere, could be nowhere. And obviously, I'm not sure that realistically we'd support another heritage railway in this area because the Battlefield line is so close to us. Then the Great Central is a little bit further, and the Gloucester Oryx is only an hour in an hour or so in one direction. Severn Valley is only about the same in another direction. Great Central is about the same in another direction. It's sort of like, I think it's over more about an hour and a half, 2 hours possibly. No, an hour and a half maybe, but it's not too bad together. So yeah, I'm not sure entirely this area would support another heritage railway. So I have had an idea for it, which would be to set it in Cambridgeshire somewhere near Duxford, because I think two different types of interest. Obviously, I overlap because I like both aircraft and railways. But I thought again it could be kind of fun to have like a soundtrack playing in the background, bird song and things like that, which I could record at Duxford on non-flying days, or nearby on non-flying day. But then also have like the occasional sound of, say, a Spitfire passing over, or Sally B, or something like that. Just to try and add to the atmosphere and run the road. So that's one idea. But yes, I need to decide. I need to decide on a name for it. I'd like to give it a name, and then obviously come up with a name for the station. I had a layout. I had a station name I used to use quite a lot called Fenstow, Fenstow, which would possibly stand another resurrection, maybe. That was a trains route originally for the game Trains, and then I did build a couple of layouts with the name Fenstow. These Barclays run so well, don't they? This was it's actually a hardwired. It does come with a DCC socket. It's actually hardwired, and they're doing another run of these now. The bit I am wondering is whether I actually go from the 16 inches to the 14 inch. Or do one of the 16 inches, which is not a true Barclay 16 inch, but it's a close one. But technically, it would be the only one of the industrial locomotives I'd be missing at that point. So I'm tempted to get one. Of the pure industrial locos, shall we say, as opposed to, say, like the panniers here. Some of these ended up in NCB use. Which I suppose one of the three. That's going to give it away, isn't it? One of the three I have got on order is 1509, the Rapido Trains 15XX in Coventry Colliery livery. They call it NCB. It is technically NCB livery, but the loco is only served at Coventry Colliery, so it's as far as I'm concerned, it's livery. And obviously the cylinders, as I may have mentioned several thousand times, weirdly the cylinders for them are stored at Anstey Hall here. So yeah, it'd be very much a local. It's going to be mostly Midlands locos, so probably should be set in the Midlands somewhere, probably in Warwickshire or something, rather than Cambridgeshire. But yes, so if I went with my original thoughts, and this is just, I'll just put them out there now. Original thoughts are to have it actually set here, despite the fact, yes, in real life I don't think we could support another one, but this isn't real life, it's a model railway, of course. And it was going to run from here up to Ridge Lane, and then up again to where the locos run around, and it'd go up again to another station sort of zigzagging up the hill slightly, like that, in that way. Um, to Hartsell Hayes, the country park, which is actually on Bronze Age hill fort, and you got the woodland up there and everything, the haze and that. So if anyone's got some clever ideas on how to make a name out of Hartsell Hayes, or you know, because you get the Watercress Line, don't you? The Watercress Line, the Severn Valley, named after the areas, all the famous things from that area. The Blue Bar Railway. You know, it's if anyone's got some ideas, I'm willing to hear them. So anyway, I've waffled on enough. This is only meant to be a quick one, just to say, hey, this is the idea. This is what I'm going to be doing. And that, but it basically, I'll just summarise quickly then, just by saying basically, it gives me a chance to really, if I focus on my love for industrials, regardless of whatever mainline engines, I will always love these. Because to me, they are the backbone of the railway. Without these, none of the other engines would have any purpose. There'd be nothing. They wouldn't be able to move because obviously industrial locos brought the mined coal. They transported it to exchange sidings where it could be taken on, and also used to coal up big engines like that. So you know, it's an army of these little engines. Anyway, it allows me to really focus on that. I say aircraft screen is the idea at the minute. It might not even be Great Western. It might something might change between now and then on the garage one, but it would allow me to explore that a little bit, so I can have a little bit of Southern, a little bit of Great Western, a little bit of LNER, a little bit of British Railways even. I mean, let's not forget that is fast becoming quite old news in time length. You know, it's 60s is getting further and further away as we go on, so it's almost as old as the 1930s or 40s. You know, it's not that far off. 20 years after the 40s, I suppose. So if we go for the 80th anniversary of D-Day coming up next year, you know, minus 20 years, that makes that 60 years ago for the 1960s. So yeah, you know, 50s, 60s, possibly, but that's all in the future. We won't worry about that one just yet. This is the one I'm going to focus on, and it's obviously set in modern day. Wow, weird, modern day steam layout, eh? But preservation, and I've already got ideas about galas, including one idea which I've got a little idea, which won't happen until we've got some proper scenery out, because obviously I'll need lamps on the station, lights on the station, everything for this. Is I'd actually like to do a charity live stream. I've got a charity in mind, which would be the Railway Children charity. I just thought it might be really rather cool to do that. Obviously, we're talking again in the future. We need to get the layout started underway first, properly. Well, I need to do it. Not we. Who's this we? It's me, isn't it? So we need to do it. But you know, I thought, well, you know, it would be really cool to do a 24-hour live stream on the layout, and rather than have you know, use interior lighting or anything like that, you know, the clever tricks, and they are clever, they're brilliant. Ideas of creating a day-night cycle, I just leave the blinds full open and don't turn on the light in here at all, and we use the natural light right through that way. So that's an idea I've had. So yeah, some really cool ideas. I'm really stoked for it. You get it? Steam engine stoking, yeah. Tough crowd. And yeah, you know, it's something I think is worth going to be quite fun, and hopefully, you know, if we raised £5, it'd be £5 more for the charity than normal. If it was that low, obviously I would at least double it. But I think it'd be kind of fun, and then provide a great video, which would continue to have the link if people wanted to make a donation after the fact, direct to the charity, then to do that, because obviously, you know, we can go through what they deal with, but I think what they do is great, to actually help these kids. So, but yeah, so that's something else. We've got focus for the future. We've got hopes and dreams, as it were, and ideas. So I say we again. I don't know whose we is again, but yes. So that's the general idea. So if anyone's got any clever names or good names, good name ideas, please leave it comments below with suggestions. I mean, I think the way I go on, even the waffle line might not be a bad idea, eh? But yes, yes. I look forward to seeing your suggestions if you've got any. If not, then take care, stay safe, be well, and I hope to see you very shortly, or very soon, as in one more sleep, as it were. And it'd be great to have it to come home to as well. We have to work. It's gonna be a busy one at work tomorrow, so yeah, it'd be great to have something like that to come home to. And I hope to see you in that video. And there'll be an awful lot of letting the engine do the talking there. So I've given you one of my locos that's coming off that 1509. See, and I'm actually considering, by the way, renumbering that to 1508 because everyone's going to have 1509. Everyone's going to have, a lot of people are going to have, well, a lot of people are going to have 1509, a lot of people are going to have 1501 because 1501 is preserved. All three were at Coventry Colliery, all three are preserved. Oh, sorry, only one is preserved. No, I'll get it right. All three at Coventry, only one preserved. 1509 has obviously been done as a model as well as 1501. But 1508 is going to be left out, and that I'm tempted to renumber it to that, just to try and get one that's different. But we'll see on that one. But see if anyone can guess the two actually industrial locomotives. And Oak Hill, I'm afraid you can't take part in this guessing because you know. I'd be cheating, you know. But yes, it is the French Nord Loco. No. Yes, 7. But if you can guess the other two locos, you get bragging rights if you get it right. But yes, there's a little competition as well then. A little competition with no actual prize. But see if you can guess the other two locos. They are the only other two industrial steam locomotives that are ready to run that I don't have models of. What I do have, I have got obviously a Hattons Barclay, I've got a Hornby Hunter's Austerity, I have a Efi Rail Hunter's Austerity, I have a Hornby B2 Peckett, I have a Hornby W4 Peckett. So there's your clues. I've just realised there's going to be another loco I'm going to need to have a look at ordering, which will be the E1 at some point, because they're doing it in the Cannock Chase Collieries livery, and that's Midlands Colliery. So yes, I probably should get something like that. Anyway, I've whittled on for long enough, and as my chum Greg points out, wittering is a small market town in Cambridgeshire and not an approved form of communication. So on that note, I shall say goodbye. Enjoy your trains, enjoy your planes, enjoy whatever hobbies you're doing. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!